Well, thanks for joining. We're just going to wait a few more minutes to let the other individuals filter in. Yeah, thank you for your patience. And I had actually a good question in the chat here just a second ago. So, as you can see with the title of the presentation, it's week three. Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. This has been an ongoing training for a while now, but this is the first week. This week three is the first week that this lot of uh, participants is going to be joining. So don't worry, you didn't miss anything. And um, yeah, but this will all be explained in more detail here shortly. Okay, looks like we have about half of the people that are joining. Hi there, Chris. Yeah, we'll just wait a few more minutes and then we can get started. Just making sure everyone can see my screen fine, right?
Yes, all
Okay,
clear.
perfect. I'll quickly send a reminder email to the others. Supposedly everybody should be joining. I'm sure there's a few that uh might had to have dropped out last minute, but we're hoping to have as many people join as possible. Um, because yes, this is all good information for everyone to have. So if you get an email from Zoom, that's me just sending to uh, remind others to join. So please ignore if you're already here. Okay. Okay, I think maybe we can get started. And if people join late, that's okay. Just so everyone is aware, we are recording this meeting. Um, and everything will be uploaded online. I'll share with you all the details in upcoming emails, but all this information will be uploaded online. Um, with the caveat that nothing is absolutely set in stone. So yeah, please don't uh, take the materials, specifically like the daily schedule and all the minute details. Don't take it as yeah the set concrete plan. There might be some adjustment, but yeah, the days when the training is taking place, that is set. So okay, maybe with that we can get started. Um, Yeah, just a quick overview of what we're doing. Or maybe I should introduce myself first. That's a good way to start. My name is Connor Lindenberg. I work with UNU here in Bonn, Germany. This is the Training of Trainers program, and I'm going to be just introducing you to what exactly it is, what we hope to achieve through this, and what exactly your role is in it as well. So we have a couple other individuals that are um, uh, a part of this training regimen. So Chris is our lead modeler. He has been working with a few others over the past year sorry, I'm just letting people in, uh, for the beginning stages of this training. And now with week three, that is where you all come in. And yeah, we're going to be transferring some of the knowledge that these, let's call them master trainers, have gained with Chris over the past year. To this new lot of participants. So we have a couple of the individuals in here right now, Sher Shah Hassan and Nuzba Shaheen. They'll be introducing themselves shortly. And then Sanaullah Khan, he has been instrumental in the organization of this and also been participating with the Klimata modeling. So he has, yeah, a unique role in this ToT training. So, yeah, maybe with that, I'll share with you exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And feel free to ask any questions, interrupt me. There'll also be a period at the end where you can ask questions or make any comments, but you can ask in the chat or just raise your hand and we'd be happy to answer. Yeah, so with that, today we'll be going through the structure, what exactly the ToT is, how it plays into the larger project as a whole, what is going to be taking place during week three training. We had a question before asking why we started with week three. Yeah, maybe that's a bit of a confusing structure for you all since this is, yeah, you just being introduced to the program, but we have already conducted a week two one and two over this past year with a smaller group. And now week three is where everybody in this meeting is going to be joining and being trained by this smaller group. But this will all be explained in more detail. Introduction of the master trainers. I already briefly introduced them already. Requirements and expectations from everybody that's participating. Our long-term goals, impacts, kind of how it is interrelated with other aspects of the project. The Kirkpatrick model, which is our evaluation mechanism. Yeah, kind of sounds a little scary, but really it's just to make sure that we are giving you the best training and learning experience that we can give you. No one is being evaluated, not you, not the master trainers or instructors. It's really just what did we do right? What did maybe we do wrong, or what can be improved upon for future iterations of this? And then next steps. So that's where we're going to be explaining what happens in the upcoming months before that training takes place. So we can get started. Yeah, as I mentioned, this training of trainers ToT program is one part of a larger GIZ project taking place for almost the last 2 years now. So this larger project called Improving Climate Governance in Pakistan has quite a few different work packages, different components. What we're focusing on today is almost exclusively the ToT, this training of trainers program. We'll touch a little bit on the community of practice. If you have been following my emails and different communications, you'll know that the community of practice is this Pak-CRN LinkedIn group. That's kind of the main focal point for it. And that is something that we encourage everybody to join. Not only because I think it's interesting topics, contents for everybody here, regardless of your participation in the ToT. But also, yeah, there are some direct correlations or connections between the ToT and what we hope to achieve here and what we are hosting or presenting in the community of practice. So they are not dependent on one another. You don't need to be a part of the community of practice in order to be part of the ToT, but they're definitely complementary towards one another. So we can share the link here towards the end of the meeting. I'll do that for you to join if you haven't already, but I think the majority of you already have. And yeah, thank you for doing so. Um, Maybe this answers that question that I got at the beginning about why is this week three? Why are we starting with week three? Yeah, it's a bit confusing, I think, if you jump into the program at this stage, but rest assured you haven't missed anything. This is how the training regimen has been designed. So we have already conducted weeks one and two with five, we'll call them master trainers. So they had a quite intensive, very hands-on I would almost say one-on-one learning experience with Chris and another one of our lead modelers, Dr. David Dow. And so they have already been working on their individual case studies where they were, utilizing what they have learned via Climata and ECA framework. So that's all climate risk modeling. I'll let Chris maybe go into a little bit further detail later on if we have time. But all of this was also explained briefly in email. So I would also suggest you go back and follow some of the links and some of the information that we have shared already about these topics if you have any more specific questions or just curious. But this is all things that we're going to be explaining in very, very minute detail during the training week as well. So it's not absolutely necessary that you learn about it independently now, but it definitely would give you a step up in the process if you already know the basics of what you are going to be working with, what you're going to be dealing with. So maybe just focusing on this week 3. So we're going to be condensing what the master trainers have learned into this 1 week intensive training program, mainly led by the master trainers. So UNU staff will be there to help and to interact, maybe answer any more specific questions because Chris has been working with Climata for quite a few years now. But this is mainly going to be focused on the master trainers transferring their knowledge to you all. Sorry, just admitting some more people. We can continue on. Again, let me know if you have any questions. So main objectives is to equip selected professionals with advanced skills in climate risk modeling, specifically using this Climata modeling tool and the ECA framework that's associated with it. So we're aiming to combine the technical training with teaching skills and establish a multiplier effect. So this group of people in the meeting now is the multiplier effect that we are hoping to achieve. So we have already done this intensive training with the 5 individuals, and now it is at the stage where they can transfer the knowledge that they gained, the skill set that they gained to you, and then hopefully following stages are this continues on as a snowball effect that Climata becomes more and more utilized within Pakistan within this climate risk community. So again, the general structure split into 2 phases. So phase 1 is already complete. We're on to phase 2 now. Want to note that there will be certificates awarded at the end of the training if you complete the training. So this is all contingent upon being involved and fulfilling the requirements of the 5 training days and completing the case study with your master trainer. But that will all be organized with the master trainer and discussed in length at a later point. But yeah, just so everybody is aware of what is required on your end. A timeline of what has already taken place and what's going to be taking place in the next few months. So week 1, week 2 already took place in 2025. And then, through some unforeseen circumstances, we had to delay the week 3, which I'm sure you are all aware of. And now, it is scheduled for the beginning of August. So these are some of the steps that will be taking place in between. So again, this will all be explained in more detail at a future time, but intersessional work, there will be some intersessional work required from you both before and after this week 3. Oh, sorry, there's a typo here. Between the week 3 and what the second one should be is this closing workshop for the overall project. So in between that, you'll be expected to complete the case study additions that you are going to be requested to in your groups. And before that, there will be a Klimata downloading, we'll call it workshop, although most of it will be done virtually via email. And then those that have difficulties with the download process or the um, uh, downloading Klimata, sorry. Uh, there'll be other steps taken. So to make sure that everybody is ready and prepared for starting when the ToT week 3 begins. So I mentioned our lead modelers already. Dr. David Dow, who wasn't able to join today, and then Dr. Chris Fairless. I don't know if Chris, you wanted to say a few words about yourself.
Not a lot. I'm excited to be here. We've had some wonderful progress so far. Some of the trainers who are in the room with us will introduce themselves as well. Yeah, I'm with United Nations University as a risk modeler. I've been doing all kinds of risk modeling over the last 10 years or so, and uh, I'm excited to be sort of sitting down with everybody here and combining our knowledge together and building teaching materials. And I think we've got some fantastic stuff coming up for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, it's so far it has been a very it's been a very nice training experience with our master trainers. So we're looking forward to seeing this multiplier effect in action with this new group of participants. Um, yeah, and with that, maybe I can give a few minutes to. I see Shersha and Nuzba have joined, and Sanala as well. If you wanted to say a couple words, introduce yourselves, that would be great. If not, yeah, then we can just proceed forward. So go ahead uh, if you are able to. I know a lot of people are also joining during work hours, so it might not be appropriate at the time, but. Mm, yeah, perfect. Yeah, go ahead, Sanal. I saw you unmuted there for a sec.
Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. This is Nurullah Khan. I work as a technical advisor for climate risk analysis for GIZ Pakistan at the Energy and Climate Change Cluster. And as Connor mentioned earlier, that I have been a trainer as well as trying to organize a few things with them in both in Germany and even in Pakistan. So I have this dual role where I have to complete the assignments as well as make sure everyone else does this too. So this is a brief introduction. And I just wanted to say that you are in very good hands. Not only our master trainers, the 5 master trainers that we have, they are really experienced and they have done some very good work, but also Chris and David, they are the best modelers you will have. So you are in very safe hands, and Connor will make sure that everything goes perfectly when it comes to the administration. So all in all, I'm very happy with this, and I'm very confident that you will be treated well, and you will learn a lot, and also will try to learn a lot from you. Thank you. Maybe now I could ask Nosbar to please introduce herself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nalla Sahab and Connor. So, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, all the participants and the UNU team members. Actually, I'm very pleased and honored to introduce myself as one of the master trainers who will be supporting the national level climate training sessions in August in Pakistan. So, my name is Nuzba, and I am currently serving as the senior scientific officer at Global Climate Change Impact Study Center, GCISC, which is located in Islamabad. So, my work broadly focuses on climate change impact, the vulnerabilities, the hazard mapping, and adaptation and mitigation frameworks to support the informed policy and decision making, particularly in the context of agriculture, food security and climate resilience in Pakistan. So over the years, I have been working on climate smart agriculture. And in this context, I have also led a regional project on climate smart agriculture in South Asia, which was awarded by Asia Pacific Network for Global Change Research. And similarly, I also co-authored the recently developed subnational climate risk profiles for Pakistan. Now, coming towards this training program, during the workshop, if I talk very briefly, we will be discussing the practical applications of climate risk analytics in Pakistan using the Climate framework. So you will first build an understanding of the climate hazards, the vulnerabilities through impact functions, and the exposures. I mean, all of the components of the risks. So building on that, my part of the training will focus on how these components are connected within the Climate framework to calculate and to quantify and to visualize the climate risk. And then I will be focusing on I will show you some state of the art maps and plots, and also be talking about the cost benefits of the climate adaptation, which is ECA, economics of climate adaptation. So I'm truly looking forward to this workshop, not only to share my knowledge and experience, but also to learn from your valuable experience and the perspectives throughout this journey. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you,
Hello,
Ms.
everyone.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Shirshah Hassan. I'm working as a deputy director with the technical directorate of NICA, Ministry of Energy Power Division.
Okay. Yeah, thank you all. So, yeah, maybe just to touch on a few things that Sanala, Nusba, and Shershaw said. Yeah, apologies for not putting Sanala's name up here as the master trainer. He's kind of a dual role, a master trainer who has done some pretty wonderful Klimata modeling, but then also the GIZ counterpart for all of this. So keeping us, yeah, all on schedule and in line, making sure everything is done to GIZ standards, which yeah, so far has been going well. And then Nuzba also mentioned that you all were chosen specifically because you have this immense amount of background experience, knowledge, and a high potential to contribute some very interesting things to the various case studies and to the modeling community in general. So we're very lucky, very excited to have everybody join, and we have been very lucky to have the master trainers this past year working with us. They've made a lot of personal sacrifices to dedicate as much time, to spend so much time here in Germany working with us, and doing this all on top of their professional careers. So it's been, yeah, quite the experience, and a lot of work that they have prepared for this upcoming training. So yeah, just want to acknowledge all of that. Yeah, so maybe we can get into the specifics of week 3. So like I said before, going to caveat this with, there might be some slight changes in how the structure of this week looks like, but you can maybe assume that the general blocks or structures are going to stay the same, just with maybe some slight changes here or there. But I'll share this all with you. But this is not the final version. That will come at a later date. So you can see here, yeah, the main objectives, the learning goals for week 3, and the expected outcomes. So at the end of week 3, at the end of this training, we are expecting everybody to be able to work with their master trainers, work with their groups to contribute to the case study that the master trainer has already started. It's I hesitate to say complete, because that's kind of your role in this process, is to add your own personal or group additions to the case study to improve upon it, to create something that, that maybe they didn't have the data to be able to include, or, however you decide amongst your groups. That is the goal for week 3, is you learn the technical abilities to be able to contribute to this case study. So We will enable you to do that via the trainings, via the different learning blocks that we have created, the practical experiences that you're going to be participating in your groups. So yeah, you'll have plenty of opportunity to apply the skills that we are going to be teaching. Again, this is a lot of information. I don't expect you to analyze it right now, but a very general breakdown of what's going to be happening during the week. Starting with plenary sessions and then a practical session. So that's kind of what you can expect. Hour plenary followed by an hour practical, maybe with some variation once or twice throughout the week. And then we're hoping to have some outside organizations presenting things that are maybe not directly related to Klimata, but definitely applicable and can be included in some capacity in Klimata or the eco framework. There'll be different groups. So we've mentioned the master trainers and the case studies. So they can kind of be broken down into 4 or 5, I should say, different thematic groups. This will all be finalized in the near future, but I think for the most part, people already have an idea of where they're going to be landing based on your professional and maybe academic experience. Yeah, I think I've already mentioned it, but just to reiterate, each group master trainer kind of has free reign to decide exactly what they want to do. There'll be a lot of opportunities to discuss, but yeah, at the end of the week, we're gonna sit down and make sure that everybody knows exactly what's to be expected, what's their individually organized group plans are, and then once the week 3 is concluded, you'll be expected to work together either virtually or in person if it's possible, if everybody is in the same location. But that's going to be up to you to decide to organize amongst yourselves who is in charge of what work packages, when deadlines are, etc. So we won't dictate that. We'll let you all do that yourselves. But this is, yeah, just an idea of what's is going to be accomplished by the end. Going to software, tools, hardware, etc. What is needed for Klimata? I will, I guess, just list off what is on the screen here, but maybe Chris can give a little bit more detail if needed because he has, more experience with this. But the RAM needed is 4, but of course, anything more than that would be preferable. I think it's quite an intensive modeling program if you're getting into large data sets. And so it's really kind of dependent on how intensively you're going to be using it. So it can work, it can function on less hardware or less intensive, maybe, I don't know the terminology, hardware that you have, but anything more will make for a more enjoyable modeling experience because, yeah, maybe it won't take quite as long, but theoretically it can work on 4. Anything more than that, you'll enjoy it more. Same thing I think goes for hard drive space. I would say bare minimum is 20. More than that is preferred if you plan on using larger data sets. And I think this is all stuff that needs to be coordinated with your master trainers. Gonna say this. Oh, maybe Sanala, if you have a comment there.
Yeah, I think people are waiting for to be admitted in the call. So please see if there's someone who's waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I see a couple. Okay, thank you. Where was I at? Oh yeah, so it's important, and I'm going to say this a couple times, that you have administrative rights to the computer that you're using. So I don't think it's an issue. I don't think it's an issue if it's your own personal computer, but if you're bringing a work computer or something, yeah, that doesn't belong to you, you need to make sure that you have the ability to upload program, or not upload, install programs, etc. Into your computer. So please make sure that that is done before you arrive. Maybe going into that again, yeah, permissions to install software. Make note of that. That's important. Operating system, I think anything is fine, or any of the major ones, Windows, iOS, Linux. coding development environment, maybe I can hand this over to Chris because yeah, this would just be me reading off the slide.
Yes, I can speak a little bit here. Climada is at its core a Python package. It's a large and fairly complex one. So if you're ready to run Python analyses, you're probably ready to run Climada. And so having, yeah, a coding environment where you can read and write code is important. And also some way, this is the next line, of managing virtual environments for Python. Anaconda, Conda, Mamba is recommended. Yeah, UV, Poetry, whatever's your favorite. Yeah, Conda or Mamba are the ones that are most commonly used with Climada. If these are things that you're not super familiar with, the installation instructions and installation workshops will contain some links to a bit more information on this. We know that not everybody is deep into the Python development world. But yeah, if you come prepared to write and run Python code with data sets of a medium to large size, this is why we're asking for a fair amount of RAM and a lot of storage on your computer, then you should be ready. In addition, GIS software is great for visualizations. It's not required for the core calculations. And Git for version control is also great to have. Again, it's not absolutely required for this, but we recommend being able to clone and copy Git packages as well. Back to you, Connor.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, and maybe a comment if some of that was confusing or you didn't fully understand. I would recommend looking into this in the coming months to make sure that you have this baseline knowledge. But I think everybody should have this baseline knowledge already. So also an important thing to note, we do expect this to be downloaded, everything installed when you arrive. Just the logistics of doing that for so many people during the workshop will really slow down the training process, and we just can't afford to do that. So, of course, there might be an exception here or there, and we're happy to work with you, but we very much ask and would appreciate not waiting until the last minute to share with us any problems that you might be having. But we have this installation workshop coming up, and workshop is a bit of a misnomer. We'll be sending out all the information. Most people should have no issues downloading it independently, getting all of this ready independently. There might be a few, and for those few, we're happy to assist and help, one-on-one or with some of the master trainers. But this will, again, all be shared with you in more detail at a later date. So
yeah, we find that about 90% of people are able to set things up no problem. But every now and again, because Climada is quite a complex package with a lot of dependencies, something that exists on your machine already will cause an issue. And this is why we say we want this all done before we meet in person in Islamabad, just so that the few unlucky people who've already got an incompatible version of GDAL installed somewhere on their machine and they don't know about it, something like this, will be able to get things set up as well.
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chris. So maybe going into some expectations for the trainees for this group, active participation, willingness to engage in discussions, exercises, group work. I think that goes without saying. You were chosen specifically for your skill set and what you can contribute to the training program. And this with everybody participating, everybody contributing, especially to the case studies at the end. can make for a very rewarding experience for all. But that, kind of requires everyone to buy into the training, participate in the exercises, and yeah, just be fully there, I guess, both physically and mentally during the training because we are going to be going over a lot of material, and yeah, a lot of information to be, thought through and processed while you're there. So, um, yeah, again, goes without saying, attendance for the full week. The self-learning and group work already covered, but this is all independent work. We're not going to be checking up on you, although we'll be happily checking in with you to make sure everything is going smoothly. But there aren't going to be necessarily any deadlines or assignments, let's call them, that are going to be due from our end. This is all to be organized and coordinated amongst yourselves, with your group, with your master trainer. Um, Peer collaboration, support for fellow trainees. Again, I think this kind of goes without saying. This is very much intended to be a collaborative effort. So if somebody is struggling with a concept and the other members of the group have it figured out quite well or understand it to a degree where you're able to help out, it would help the entire program if you're able to, sit with them or maybe explain for 10 minutes at the end of the day, so they can understand the concept better. Of course, we're also there to help and happy to help, but there's only a few of us that can go around and make sure that everybody is understanding the concepts that we are teaching. So this is meant to be, yeah, very much a collaborative effort between everybody because there are going to be varying degrees of experience with the modeling, Python, etc., even the concepts of the training that we're going to be focusing on. So, yeah, I think most of this stuff is all self-explanatory, and it's not something that we, yeah, don't expect to be taking place with our experience with the master trainers. There has been no issue with any of that. It's been a very pleasant and fulfilling training experience. So. Long-term vision and impact. This is kind of connected to the ToT, not directly, but again, this is talking about the community of practice. So I kind of see the community of practice as the umbrella under which the ToT program is included. So separate, but definitely related, connected, and benefits one another. So this is all a part of the goals of building the sustainable of network of people within Pakistan, climate adaptation experts, creating this national level expertise. So we're really like injecting a dose of Klimata into Pakistan with this training program. And, we have the first dose with the 5 individuals, and now we really hope and expect it to be ramped up with this 25 people being trained uh, during the week 3 program. So we hope to continue this knowledge transfer with you all afterwards. So while there is no specific program to have this multiplier effect continue with you 25, we hope that it does so naturally after we have kind of started the catalyst with this ToT program. And then, yeah, going beyond that, this is all intended to, with a higher purpose, I guess. So the Klimata modeling, the information, the knowledge gained through using it, through understanding how it works, is all meant to positively impact, insights for policy and resilience planning within Pakistan. So, this program is being looked at in GIZ and other ministries within Pakistan with great interest. And so our ability to have a positive impact on how Pakistan combats climate change, either directly or indirectly, will have major beneficial impacts down the line. So we can continue on. I also briefly mentioned this training evaluation. So evaluation is a scary word sometimes. This is in no way, shape, or form intended to evaluate your performance in the training. So we are not assessing that. We are not considering that. You were all chosen because of your background and your experience. And so we, I guess, are not afraid or worried that you're not going to be performing well. So that is not our intention, and that's not, what we are trying to do. It's really just focusing on how can we improve our program, our ability to instruct you in this in the future. Because as I said, Klimata training is being looked at in GIZ Pakistan and other ministries with a great interest. So we hope to continue this type of training, maybe not exactly in other areas in Pakistan, outside of Pakistan, etc. And so the experiences gained through you, through the master trainers beforehand, is really great insight into what we can do to improve, what areas really worked, what training style really worked, and maybe what didn't work quite so well, or maybe can be tweaked with a few simple changes to improve upon in the future. So this is all going to be organized by us. So this is not something you really need to worry about, but it is something that we really ask and really rely upon that, if we send a survey or ask you to complete some sort of evaluation, that you do so and that you spend a little time thinking about it, because a lot of effort gets put into this training, and we need to know how well it is doing, if we're achieving the goals that we set for it. So next steps, and then I'll ask Sanela to jump in, and maybe Chris if he has any other comments for this as well. But complete the installation of Klimata. We already discussed what exactly that would entail. So we will be sharing with you an email with all the instructions how to do so in the near future. So please be on the lookout for that. As we said, most of you should be able to do it independently without any of our inputs other than this instructions, of course, just fine. But for those that don't, there will be follow-up to assist in that. So we have lots of time to do so. But just be ready to do it sooner rather than later, because we don't want to get 20 emails a week before saying that you weren't able to install Klimata. So participation in the Pak-CRN, again, completely optional, up to you. It's not required, but I think, and we all think, that it would be very beneficial for those that are participating in the ToT, not only because of what is being shared or taught in the Pak-CRN with various webinars and other activities, but also to get to know your fellow ToT participants. So sharing of materials, again, this is all something that we will organize on our end and let you know. But if you are already a member of the Pak-CRN, you know that everything is available online, including this video. We'll email you the link to watch it again and download any materials that are associated with this presentation and future presentations. For the ToT training specifically, that will be separate, but that's not something we need to worry about quite yet. But that will all come in time, and you'll have access to this materials for your own personal use to download whenever you would like. So coordinating with GIZ for logistics during the actual training, and maybe I can hand this off to Sanala to explain. He is our GIZ representative. And I'll let him talk a bit more on that.
Thank you very much, Connor. So actually, there are two parts to this. The first one is about, I know that some of you are from the government departments and you often need official letters and emails. So we can write official letters as well as emails. And all this collaboration is done between GIZ, UNU, and GCISC. So we can also write letters from GCISC and GIZ to your departments if you have any issues in being nominated, or often people get I got these questions before that they need emails or official letters, so we can provide that both from GIZ and from GCOSC as well. Yeah. And the other thing is about the logistics and loading and lodging and boarding. So actually, according to GIZ policy, people coming from outside Islamabad and Rawalpindi will be provided with the per diems or the boarding and lodging facility to be in the trainings. And unfortunately, for people coming from Islamabad and Rawalpindi, GIZ policy doesn't allow for them to be given accommodations, etc. So, I mean, the people whose duty station is Islamabad or Rawalpindi. So for them, we will not be able to provide boarding and lodging. Otherwise, we will be providing boarding and lodging according to GIZ policy, and we will communicate to you very clearly well before the training starts. So our admin team will coordinate with you, and we are all often have an admin note that we send prior to you coming to Islamabad. So it will be shared with all these details, what we expect from you, for example, in terms of documentation and filling out the forms, etc. So everything will be provided to you in an email, and also we'll give you a phone number to get in contact with admin to make sure that everything is taken care of before you come. So that's all from me. And if there are if there's a question or something, I'm more than happy to answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sanela. Yeah, I think if anybody has any questions, we'll open up the space. Let me make sure. Yep, we'll open up the space now for questions. Yeah, I asked with the logistics. A lot of things are still being determined. So, we probably can't answer everything in minute detail right now. But, it is a work in progress, and we will, definitely be sharing with you everything that you need. But yeah, if you do have questions, feel free to ask now. But otherwise, anything very specific, you might have to ask bilaterally to Sanala or the GIZ representative that will be taking care of the logistics for that. Maybe, I'll open the floor up for questions. I saw that something was asked in the chat. I don't know if Chris already answered that or not, but otherwise.
Yes, so I've posted a short answer there. Yeah, you're quite right that 1 week is fast to learn quite a complex set of concepts, and also the code base to work with them. So what you'll have at the end of this is also resources and a bit of a support network to keep learning and keep deepening your knowledge here, because it's mastering a topic in 1 week is usually not possible, but we want you to at least feel confident that you know where to go next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot of materials outside of what is going to be provided by UNU. So there is a whole community that is built up around Klimata that, work with it, that are happy and willing to include people in on the community and share their knowledge and experience. So, there are resources out there. There are sources for, any complex questions that you might have. And then we're also around, we have a very strong interest in making sure that everybody succeeds and is able to learn this modeling program. So we are here for support as well. So and then I see that people had some issues with seeing the whole presentation or the whole PowerPoint. We're going to be sharing this all the materials and the recording online. So don't worry about that. I will email everybody the links to that. It might be later today or even early tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to process the video, but yes, this will all be shared with you, so don't worry. I don't know if other people had questions or comments or needed me to go over anything else. Sanela, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a comment. So all of you may not know each other. So I can tell you that we have participants from various departments, for example, from Sparco, from PDMA, from PNDs, and GCISU, etc. So what I mean to say is that you will be in good company. People will have a lot of data and a lot of experience, and a lot of people are there who have been doing this all. And we have people from various government departments as well as from universities who have a lot of experience. So I hope that will be a very good learning experience, and we can learn from each other. And also, the biggest problem we actually face is getting data. So hopefully, the people coming from various departments will bring good data as well. So we are very much looking forward to the training program. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Sanala. And that's also a good point is, yeah, this modeling is completely reliant on good data. So if you have it, feel free to bring it. Make sure you're allowed to. Of course, we'll be talking about all this or sharing more details in the upcoming months, but yeah, whatever you think can contribute to your case study edition. I think, is there anything else? Or if Chris, or I see Alvaro Rojas, our project manager for this, is also in the meeting. I don't know if you guys had any other comments.
Thank you, Connor. No, nice to meet everybody and to see everyone there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to join to Islamabad this time, but I've had the honor to meet all of the master trainers. We're very much looking forward to the opportunity to, as Connor said, to have this multiplying effect on the use of Climata. As Connor was introducing, this is only part of a larger project that also include very robust studies that were done in two regions in the country. We're even trying to find ways to extend those studies beyond those two regions in the coming months. UNU and our analytics team has a very fruitful, I would call, relationship with Pakistan. So this for us is a very, very important milestone. So we're very happy that you're dedicating this time with us. And as Connor and Chris already suggested, we understand that these 5 days might seem as not much at the beginning, but I think we're very confident that given the case studies and the expertise that is going to be in the room, you will be able to have a very good grasp of what this is. For reference, we have done different types of approaches for training in Climata, some of them much shorter, some of them fully virtual, and we've had very good rates of success. Of course, the depth that can be explored within the trainings when with more time, it's better. But of course, you will get enough of an overview to that if this is something that you're going to use regularly or that you can incorporate in your regular work, you will have many resources that you can base your further learning, and we will be again there. I think all of you are already part of the or have been invited to be part of the Pak-CRN, our network of experts in the country. And there are many people already working there on Climata. And we can look forward in the future to organize maybe also some refreshing webinars if that is something that is needed. But maybe to close, just to say that the project end is envisaged for the second semester of the year. And we will be very happy to showcase some of the work that you have done there, as well to provide further visibility. Climata it's a great tool, I feel, to connect the risk analysis to the adaptation part, to assessing adaptation portfolios, which is something that is pretty unique compared to other tools. So what ultimately we would like is this type of decision-making tool to be in the hands of all of you and the offices that you represent are part of. So adaptation, which sometimes feels a little bit alien in some conversations, can be mainstreamed and presented as something much more workable and feasible. So we're very, very excited to have you in and looking forward to the outcomes. And yeah, very happy to have you here today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alvaro. I just shared in the group the link to the Pak-CRN group. Yeah, feel free to join. No obligation, but yeah, again, we think it'd be quite beneficial for you if you did. I think that is everything. So we will be following up this meeting with some more information, details on the installation in the coming weeks, and yeah, just your ability to access the materials, the recording that will be coming shortly. So if no one else has any questions, it was very nice to meet you all virtually, I guess, for the first time, and we're really looking forward to August to be able to connect some faces to names in this group. So we'll be talking and sharing more things in the near future. But yeah, very excited to get things started off and looking forward to the experience that we're going to share with you guys. So I will, yeah, end the meeting now, and thanks all for coming.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you.
Bye bye.